think we got these things recording going. Okay, hi, this is Diana, the Dianaverse. I'm doing a live tonight. Didn't give you any warning, but hopefully Instagram will record this for once, and I can post it later for people to see. I'm also trying to do a video, so that'll be on my YouTube channel, Dianaverse, in a little bit, because it takes me time to post it. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about the 6-week course I'm currently offering. The deadline for signups is coming up this weekend. Need to sign up by December 11th if you're going to join in. The link is in my profile. You can go to Eventbrite. There's a lot more information written out there if you want time to look that over. But basically, we're following the Venus Retrograde in Capricorn, which lasts about 40 days. This happens about every year and a half. Sometimes it's more in the summer. This time it's in the winter, doing the classic kind of Persephone's voyage, because she's actually going to be conjunct Pluto most of this time, Lord of the Underworld. So I had some people ask me about the course. It's going to be running on Sundays. The dates are December 19th, 26th, January 2nd, 9th, 16th, and 23rd. So it's basically, once we start on the 19th, the day that Venus goes retrograde, we're going to meet every Sunday for 6 weeks, because we're kind of got to be in that time frame. I know the holidays are then, so I tried to put it on Sunday, the day after the holidays, when you could probably use some time to yourself to do some self-care anyway. So hope that works for everybody. That was my best choice. So Venus retro in Capricorn this time is a lot about values, right? What do you really value in life? Capricorn wants to know, okay, that's all pretty, but tell me the real deal. Tell me what's going on, and let's be real, right? So what do you really, really value? I mean, we have all kinds of ideas and things that float through our heads, but what is it that you really want to build? And how do you want to be valued in the world, right? Like, how do you want the world to reflect back to you how you value yourself? Are you getting that kind of reflection back to yourself? And so in order to do this, we're going to clear out some of our old concepts and structures. This is going to be shadow work, a lot of what we're doing, where we dismantle some of our preconditioning, our learned things, our colonization, if you're working through that. Just kind of dismantling a lot of stuff that is automatic, that we do, that we think we should do. If it's like should, it's probably something you want to look at and see if that's really true, right? Because we don't always question these things that we learn from society, or that we've just been doing for a long time, that we've learned from our families. So that's going to be a lot of what we're doing. I'm really excited about doing this in this particular period of time. Venus was either, well, she still is, either the morning or the evening star, right? So when she's in her evening star phase, she's about to go into her little dip into the underworld for 40 days, where she takes some time to reflect on all these things. And so that's what we're going to be following along. She's out of our sight from the planet Earth. We can't see her. She's moved into a space where we just don't have a line of sight on it. And so when we're not receiving that energy, it's a good time to go in and reflect on all those things that that planet represents. Now, classically in the ancient times, you have the stories of either Persephone or Ereshkigal and Inanna, and even older times in Sumerian, where she would go into the underworld, and she had this marriage with the Lord of the Underworld, which would have been called Hades or Pluto, or and there's different stories around that, and we're going to talk about that a lot more in the course. I don't want to take super long time to go over that, but we're literally having that in the astrology this year, where she's conjunct Pluto. So she's really getting a boost for clearing out all this old stuff. And there's a lot of other planets that have gone before her in the last 2 years, right? We've been going through dismantling all this stuff in our society. because Pluto is we're about to have our Pluto return in the United States, where we're really looking at like, what do we value as a society and what no longer works and what do we want to rebuild. And so this is going to be a great time for doing this work. This is not like deep psychological work. I'm not a psychologist. I can't psychoanalyze you. But what I'm going to do is we're going to talk a lot about the astrology. We're going to have little fun practical exercises for exploring this stuff with each other. We're going to have community discussion. And to give you kind of an idea of the structure that this is going to have, we're going to be meeting on Zoom, right? Everything's on Zoom these days. Every week we'll have an hour and a half where we get together and talk. So on week 1, what we're going to do is we're getting started. We're going to build in our protection for our journey. We're going to find out, like, who are we? So we're going to look at where Venus is in your birth chart and what house, what sign, to get a better idea for you of your particular area of life that this is working on. Your Venus star point, which is where Venus met with the sun near your birth, the closest one to your birth. That's kind of like where you shine in the world, so that when we get to the other side of this, we can bring our shiny selves out into the world. And we're going to talk about building our altar that we're going to, it just has to be a little space. It could be on top of your dresser or even in your bathroom, or if you have an altar space, great, that's even better. But we're going to build a little space where we put our intentions and we do some of our work every week. And each person who signs up for the class is going to get their own little box with things to get started. I'm going to move the camera just a second to pick these up because I forgot to put them up. But I've been working on getting these things ready for us to go out in the boxes. This is why the cutoff is December 11th, because I want to mail these out a week ahead of time. Hopefully you will get them in time to work on them during your first week. But we've got protection tincture. This is a tincture of rose thorns and hawthorn thorns that we can use energetically to protect ourselves. And then we also have an anointing oil. And this is Doug fir and rosemary and myrrh and frankincense, and it comes in a little roller ball. You can see the little grains of frankincense and myrrh that I put in there. It's kind of the cute factor, right, having them in the bottle, that we'll use at the beginning of our sessions and when you're doing your work. We'll also have I made a sigil for Venus retrograde. I've got silk fabric for that, and I'm still trying to decide exactly how I'm putting that on there. But we've got a red cord to it's part of the protection. And we'll go over all the things in the box. And I'm going to try to post a picture of that tomorrow of like the different items that are going into the box. So it'll be really fun. You'll get your own little toolbox for our journey here. So, and this to me really is a journey of exploration, right? We're going to explore our own psyche and kind of gently. I mean, this is deep work, but Pluto also works on you kind of slowly and subtly. So we're going to be working on whatever comes up and seeing what it is you want to work on, and it might end up being something different than you even imagine. There'll be a little bit of herbalism. I'm going to do different things in the class because different people learn differently. So there'll be a little herbalism. We'll talk about elderberry as a protective thing for the body, different plants that are good for protecting your boundaries and that sort of thing. We'll be doing some crafts. The first week it'll be our, let's move the camera, it'll be our building our altar, but then the second week what we're going to do is a little weaving. And don't worry if you're not super crafty, like these are going to be simple things that you can take to another level if you're really handy like that, or you'll still be able to participate in if you're not the most handy person. And you can pick and choose out of all these things, like the ones you feel like doing and the ones maybe you're not as interested in. I'm throwing a whole lot of things out there so that you have a lot to work with and have all the tools to support you on this journey. Some people just want to talk. They just want to get on the Zoom thing and Like the first week, we're going to go out over everybody's birth chart. That's why the class size is going to be very small. I think I put 18 on Eventbrite, but I'm contemplating just keeping it at 10 because we want to have enough time to actually talk to everybody when we bring up our birth charts and things. So anyway, as you can tell, I'm super excited about doing this course. This is something I wanted to do for my own self-development, so then I thought this would be so great to share with some other people during this really auspicious time for doing this kind of work. So if that sounds interesting to you, go to Eventbrite through the link in the Instagram profile, or you can just go straight to Eventbrite, look for Dianaverse. Like I said, I'm going to be trying to post this on YouTube a little bit later. Got to download the video and then upload it and all that stuff. If you have questions and stuff, of course, let me know. If you need to pay a different way, let me know. And hope to see some of you there. Don't forget, I am giving away one journey to somebody. Go to the Instagram and look for the one that looks like a poster. It says, has words on it. It says Journey through Venus Retrograde, and on that page it tells you how to enter into the drawing. I'll be announcing the winner of that drawing on the 12th, once all the signups and things are done. So could win a space on the journey. You never know. All right, have a great night and hope to see some of you guys.